this is your girl Wakeji Kamore, and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. All right, happy new week. I hope that you guys are having a great time. I hope that your week has started off well, even if it's like probably 6 a.m. as you listen to this. But I do hope that you have a great start to the week. Karibuni sana to the Bible summary, and welcome back to the book of 2 Kings. And we're going to be looking at the second part of chapter 6. Again, if you haven't read, please pause this and read. I need you to read from verse 8 all the way to verse 23. That's 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 8 all the way to 23, because that's the part that we'll be covering today. All right, as you're reading, if you're here for the very first time and you haven't subscribed, what's your deal? What is your deal? And also, if you haven't clicked the notification bell, you will miss out on the recordings that go up. So please click on the notification bell. All right, assuming that you guys have read, I'm going to continue this part. This second part is about the king of Aram and the king of Israel, and they were at loggerheads, they were at war, and what it is that Prophet Elisha would do to help the king of Israel, and what King Aram did after that. All right, so let's get into that. So it says again, the king of Aram and the king of Israel were at war, and every single time the king of Aram would come up with a plan and come up with forces on how to attack Israel. Prophet Elisha would get a wind of, or rather would know what the plan is and communicate that plan to king of Israel. So every single time the plan of King Aram would fail. So he's like, okay, I must have a traitor. How come every time we plan this, the king of Israel already knows what it is that we have planned, and our plans always fail? Until one of the servants said, no, king, atuna traitor. There's no traitor in our camp. What is happening is that every single time we plan something, Prophet Elisha goes and tells the king of Israel. As a matter of fact, he tells him even the conversations that you have in the privacy of your bedroom. So this is to show that first, there was no spy in Aram's camp, and second, the king of Israel had not sent a spy in Aram, and number two, that Elisha had not also sent a spy in the land of Aram, or rather the camp of Aram. God was revealing every single time there was a plan to attack Israel, and then Elisha would reveal that plan to the king of Israel. And of course, Aram wasn't happy about that. It was like, please go and find this Elisha. Let's find him. Let's find out where he's at, so that we can send a whole army to go and seize him. So the report came back that Elisha was at a city called Dothan, or I don't know whether it's a city or a place called Dothan. So one night, King of Aram sent a great army with many chariots and horses to surround that city. Yeah, it was a city, guys. So it surrounded that city so that he can actually seize Elisha. All right, so pause there. Let me change scenes. Now we are in the scene of what's happening in wherever Elisha is living. So Elisha had a young man who was a helper or a servant or was helping him. So that morning, that king of Aram had sent a whole army with chariots and horses and troops to surround the city. This young man, who was a servant of Elisha, came out of the house and was like, oh my goodness, we are surrounded. There are so many chariots and horses and troops surrounding this city. What are we going to do? And he's asking Elisha. But what does Elisha say? Elisha says, don't be afraid. And then he continues to tell this young servant, who we do not know the name, he continues to tell him, there are more on our side than they are on theirs. You need to tell him, whatever it is that you're seeing, those troops and chariots and horses and that whole army that you're seeing, we have way more on our side than what you can see. And of course, I'm sure this servant is like, dude, what are you talking about? Sisi tuko tu mimi na wewe hapa, hata hakuna mtu anatusupport. Like, seriously, what are you talking about? So Elisha goes ahead to pray and says, oh Lord, open his eyes and let him see. And the Lord opened the young man's eyes. By this, we can definitely know that this is not physical eyes, because with these physical eyes, he could actually see the troops and the horses and the chariots and the army that was surrounding the city. So what eyes are these that are being opened? These are the spiritual eyes. So the Lord opened this young man's eyes, and when he looked up, he saw that the hillside around Elisha was filled with horses and chariots of fire. That's a beautiful, okay, maybe probably a little bit scary sight. But I think actually one of my prayers has always been to be able to see things in the spiritual. I know it can be scary sometimes, but I want to be able to see how supported I am. I want to be able to see how many angels are surrounding me at one specific time. And I know that that's a gift. There are people who actually have that gift to be able to see in the spiritual realm. So this guy was like, okay, clearly he has seen that they had more chariots of fires and horses surrounding them. So the Arameans, this army and these troops that had come to seize Elisha, came closer and closer to Elisha. And Elisha prays to God, please make them blind. Please make them blind so that they don't get to see. And the Lord made them blind. And this is the physical blindness. Because they don't know where they are at. So Elisha went out and approached them and told them, oh, you have come the wrong way. This is the wrong city. Follow me and I will take you to the man that you're looking for. So of course these guys are blinded. They know they have come for Elisha, but now because they are all blind, they can't see that this is actually Elisha talking to them. So Elisha leads them to the capital city of Israel, which is the city of Samaria. So these guys are Arameans who are the greatest enemy of Israel at this specific point. But in their blindness, they have been led to the capital city of their enemy. They have been led to Samaria. So as soon as they entered Samaria, Elisha prayed, oh Lord, now open their eyes and let them see. So the Lord opened their eyes and they discovered that they were in the middle of Samaria. They're in the middle of the enemy's camp. And of course, when the king of Israel saw them, he shouted to Elisha and asked, should I kill them? Like, they're already here. Can I just go ahead and kill them? And of course, Elisha was like, no, don't kill them. We don't kill prisoners of war. Give them food, give them drink, and then send them home to the master. So the king of Israel made a great feast for them, and then he sent them home to their master, after which the Aramean raiders stayed away from the land of Israel. Wow, this is amazing. First, I'm thinking, if I'm given an opportunity to destroy my enemy, will I throw them a feast? I don't think so. I probably will kill them. I probably will destroy them. I'll probably be very excited because now I have an opportunity to revenge or to get at my enemy or to do whatever it is. So it's so humbling to see that that Elisha said, don't kill them, don't, just give them a good feast, feed them properly and send them on their way back. I wonder what that action had, what kind of effect that action had for the king of Aram, because his whole raid, his whole army was supposed to be killed, but they haven't been killed and they've been sent home. All right, so first, what can we learn from this chapter, or what is that I have picked from this chapter? Is first, it is great to have a good relationship with God and to lean on God. It is great to have a leaning on God, because then the Holy Spirit actually says in the Bible, in the New Testament, I can't remember which verse exactly, but it says that the Holy Spirit tells us of things to come. Is that exactly what Elisha was doing here? Elisha was telling the king of Israel whatever the test that the plan king of Aram had made, and that way every single time the plan of the enemy would fail. It would be great to lean on the Holy Spirit and to get that kind of insight every single time. May the Lord help me and help us to lean on the Spirit in that specific way. So then he warns you of dangers. He tells you, hapo ukipita kutakuwa hivi. As in, it will be amazing. And because it's a promise that is in the word, it's a promise that says that when the Holy Spirit comes, he will tell you things that is heard from the Father, and he will tell you things that are yet to come. That's a promise, and I pray that we will all see that promise happening in our lives by leaning on the Holy Spirit. Number two things, the second thing that I learned is that first, we have physical eyes and we have spiritual eyes. And in our physical eyes, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. It's so easy to feel like, oh my goodness, everybody is against me. I feel alone. I feel lost. I feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have any support. I just feel like I'm here by myself. It's so easy with our physical eyes to see the trouble and to see the problems and to see what is not working. But with our spiritual eyes, if only we could see with our spiritual eyes and just see how much support we have and see how surrounded we are by God and his angels and his, we are super protected, we are super surrounded, we are super supported. We as a believer, you are never alone. There's no single time you can say you're alone, because in the spiritual realm, you are super surrounded. And it's amazing to just be able to know that God surrounds us, especially when we are feeling like we are surrounded by troubles and problems. That is a specific time when God actually reinforces the surround. Because in this point, he says that they were surrounded by horses and chariots of fire. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. May the Lord open our spiritual eyes to know and to see how surrounded we are. And even if you don't completely see, may we trust that we are surrounded. May we trust that we are not alone. May we trust that we are always supported. And then, of course, the last lesson I'm learning is that sometimes the enemy will end up in your camp. Sometimes the person who is talking against you at work, you will have an upper hand and you will have an opportunity to destroy them. Sometimes the person who has been throwing shade at you, sometimes the person who's been making your work difficult, your family difficult, sometimes you will actually have an upper hand against them. But what do you do with that? Do you show kindness, or do you at that time take the opportunity to destroy them, to revenge for yourself, to kill them, to bring them down? What do you do when you find yourself having an upper hand against your enemy? Do you show kindness, or do you attack? It is my prayer that when such opportunities happen, that I will show kindness, and in that way that we will portray the love of God in our lives, and that we will make our enemies know. Then they'll go home saying, okay, my goodness, that person had a chance to destroy me, but she didn't. She had a chance to throw me under the bus, but she didn't. She had a chance to, attack me, but she didn't. That they will actually see the love of God, and that we will be quick to realize and to take those opportunities to spread and to show and to share the love of God with people, especially those people that we see as our enemies. All right. Thank you so much for listening. This is Wakeji Kamore, and this has been Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. See you tomorrow.